Greetings, and thank you for your interest in doing business in Pueblo, Colorado. In this video, we will show you how to submit an application for sketch plan review. All commercial development and subdivision projects in Pueblo County, including those in Pueblo West, Colorado City, and Rye, are required to submit a sketch plan review application to Pueblo County Planning and Development before applying for a building permit. Projects located within the city of Pueblo are not required to submit a sketch plan review application, but the city does have a similar process that we will explain in another video. Sketch plan review meetings act as an opportunity to present your project to all relevant development reviewing agencies and utility providers, so they can provide you with helpful feedback before you start your project, which is why we suggest you submit your application as early in the process as you can. Nothing is more frustrating for a developer than discovering a major obstacle that delays or halts a project after they've invested a lot of time and money into it. The goal of these meetings is to provide you with all the information you need to accomplish your development goals and identify any obstacles before you make such an investment. We would suggest having this meeting before you even purchase a property if you do not already own it.
So, to start your application, we'll open a web browser such as Google, and we will go to pueblomeansbusiness.com/sketchplan. Again, that's pueblomeansbusiness.com/sketchplan.
So here in the application itself, you can find a sketch plan review checklist that also has an example letter of request and an example site plan. The letter of request and site plan are required for all sketch plan review applications. Further down in the page, you can also find the calendar showing when all the sketch plan review meetings are happening. Just note that sketch plan review meetings happen every second and fourth Tuesday of each month, and an application for that meeting is due 2 weeks prior to the meeting. If the meeting is happening on January 28th, you would need to submit your application by January 14th, etc. We will take a look real quick at what a sketch plan review checklist looks like and an example letter of request and example site plan. So here you can see the sketch plan review checklist on the left-hand side and an example letter of request on the right-hand side. A letter of request requires you to have your contact info for the applicant, including name, phone number, and email. It requires the project location, identification, parcel number, address, or legal description. And the project description should include the applicant's intended use of the property, all business details, and how the entity conducts or does business. All right, then we have an example of a site plan here as well. The site plan can be a basic sketch or a complex design, but the more information you provide, the better equipped the agency reviewers will be to offer helpful feedback. We do suggest that you include all of these features in your site plan, but it is not required. And those include property line with dimensions, the building footprint, the road access points, that includes the name of all adjacent roadways, parking locations, setbacks, easements, fences and or walls, utility locations, drainage detention areas, and sign locations. Again, none of this is required because some of it's harder to get than others, such as utility locations or easements. But if you do have that information, we suggest including it because it will be helpful when providing you with feedback.
So now that we're here in the sketch plan review application, which again we got to by going to pueblomeansbusiness.com/sketchplan, we'll go over here and click Apply Online. Applying will require us to log into our Pueblo Means Business account, pueblomeansbusiness@gmail.com. Then we'll put in our password and then we'll log in. All right, because we already have an account through the OpenGov ID, it will register a lot of this information already. But in the case that it doesn't for you, again, you'll just have to put in your first name, last name, your email, best phone number to reach you at, the address where you are located at, city, state, postal code. So put all that in there, then press next. Okay, then you'll have to look up the location of the property you are looking to do your project at. So we'll put in this one at 20 East Civic Center Drive in Pueblo West. Putting in the address and selecting it from that screen will then populate most of this information already. So in most cases you won't have to put it in yourself, but in the case that you do, you'll just have to put in the name of the property owner, phone number, and the email to reach them at. So then press next. Okay, here's where you're going to have to start filling in more yourself that won't automatically populate. So we'll put in your name, first and last, Then we'll put in our email address. Then we'll put in a mailing address, put in a phone number. Then we'll put in the project name, if it has one. That's not required. Developer that you will be working with on the project, if there is one. And this could be a developer, contractor, or some other construction professional that you're working with on completing the project. Their email address. Then this project will be in Pueblo West, so we'll select yes. If yours is not in Pueblo West, select no. What this does is it actually puts in a few extra questions that aren't required of projects outside of Pueblo West. But we'll go ahead and do one in Pueblo West just so we can see all of the questions that get asked of any particular project. So project property address, we'll do the 20 East Civic Center Drive. Then it's going to ask you for the assessor's parcel number. So this is something that you'll have to go to open a new tab for, and we'll go to the Pueblo County website. So we'll go to the home page, we'll go to online services, and we'll do property search and maps, and we'll do Pueblo County Assessor's Property Search. So then in the search bar here, we'll put in that address. It should pop down in this menu, and we'll click the magnifying glass. So right here is the parcel ID. We'll go ahead and click on that, and then we'll keep this page open because there's other information we'll want to pull off of here. But we'll copy this parcel ID number. We'll go back here and paste it in there. Then the size of lot in acres, that's some information you can also pull off this site by scrolling down here, finding the acreage under landlines, copying that. We'll paste that in there. Type of water source, so that will depend on where your project is. Because this one is in the Pueblo West Metro District, they will be the water source for this one. But sometimes it will be well, sometimes it will be Pueblo Waterworks, sometimes it will be the St. Charles Mesa Water District. But for this particular project, we'll do Pueblo West Metro District. Number of expected employees, that is for after your project is done. So this is not construction workers. This is expected employees after your business has opened. So we'll just put 30 there. Type of landscaping, this could be xeriscape. This could be astroturf. It could be traditional lawn. We'll put astroturf in there. And then estimated water usage. This will be water usage per day. So we'll do 20 gallons per day. Type of architecture, we'll do southwestern style adobe. And then the size of the building, we'll for this one select 10,000 square feet. But of course that will depend on the size of your building. And then here's where we'll go back into the parcel summary page. To find your zone district, you'll want to go to the map at the top of this page. And then you'll click this layers button. It's in the top left corner of the map, and it kind of looks like 3 diamonds stacked on top of each other. We'll click on that. We'll go to County Zoning and select that. As you can see, it pops up these different colored layers on the map around the property where we are. So as you can see, we're in this red color, and it's kind of hard to see in here, but there is this little black text number there that says what the zoning is. So this one is B4. So we're going to go back over here and we'll put in B4. This is not required, so if you don't have that number, you can just write unknown in here. And that's the case with a few of these other ones. If you don't know the answer, you can just write unknown. And in some cases, the sketch plan review meeting will be an opportunity for you to learn that information. But when you can, it's best to provide all the information. And then expected vehicle traffic, that's just how many cars you expect to visit your site each day after construction is completed and the business is open. So we'll do 100 vehicles per day. What fire protection district is your property located in? If you don't know that, you can click on this link and it will open up a map that shows where each of the fire districts are located. Because this one is within Pueblo West, it will be protected by the Pueblo West Fire Department. So we'll select that there. And then there's this question, is this a multi-phase project? If you say no, then that's all you have to put. If you say yes, you'll have to describe the project. Building a conference room in the fall of 2025 and offices in the spring of 2026. So that's just a simple way of saying that it's going to be in 2 phases, with the conference room first and then the offices later. So once we have all that filled in, we'll press next. then we will be required to attach some documents. So we'll press upload, example letter of request, upload that for the letter of request, and then we'll do upload example site plan. Of course, these are just the example documents. For your submission, you'll have to create your own letter of request that we went over earlier in this video, and your own site plan that we went over earlier in this video. So now that we have all that in there, we'll press next. Then it just has you kind of look over everything that you submitted, make sure all of your information is correct, and if it is, you will just press confirm and submit. All right, once you get to this page that says intake review, it means that your application has been submitted and is now being reviewed by the Pueblo Means Business and Pueblo County Planning and Development staff. From here, they will take those documents and they will forward them on to all of the other reviewing agencies, and we will contact you shortly to schedule your sketch plan review meeting, where each of those agencies will come with their comments on your letter of request, site plan, and application. Following that meeting, we will provide you with written documentation of what those comments are, and if needed, we can provide you with a recording of that meeting. That is how you schedule a sketch plan review meeting. We will have more videos that you can review later for some of the other application processes for developing a project in Pueblo County. Have a wonderful day.